Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 12 of Let's Play Factorio. So today we're laying the foundation of our new power plant because sadly our power has been 1718 and if I start researching it gets quite high and this is not a good thing. Let's see if we can research something, by the way, just so we can be a jerk and stress the system out more. Darn it. We need more alien juice for like everything at this point, which is not a bad thing. It just means that we need to get out there and start kicking some alien ass. But we've set up this whole new area here, and on the map this is where it looks like. So this is our normal base, and then basically we widen this whole chunk out here, and we're gonna pump in, or pipe in, belt in, coal in here, and it's gonna go to the two sides here. And this is going to double our power production, and it's going to double our pollution. That's probably my favorite part of this. I can't wait to watch the pollution just rise later on, the more power we use, and the biters get more aggravated, upset. And there's some new biters here, so they're going to go to the new areas probably rather than just over here. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be amazing. So one of the things that we have to worry about is some piping here for the pumps. Sadly, that worked out well. We might actually be fine. I expected we'd have to make some revisions with these, but if they all work perfect, sure. Like that. I knew some of these would be a bitch, so this you have to go to the side, and then what we'll do is you'll just bring it down one, and then we should be able to pipe it. The nice thing about underground belts, they cheat. They're hacks, apparently, from what I'm being told. And what ends up happening is this whole belt right here, like you see the two pieces, it only counts as two rather than the length of it, apparently, for pressure-wise. So underground belts kind of is your little cheat to water pressure, etc. This one might be a little close. We'll see. Yeah, see, you're gonna have some problems here and there. This is when we're gonna have to make some of our adjustments, which, there you go, not much of an adjustment there. So we shouldn't have too many issues with this, which is good. And then there we go. And maybe we'll might correct that other one here. Rather than deal with this here, let's deal with it over here. That way it keeps that area a little more cleaner for ourselves. There you go. So that's our water, and our water should, get up there. It takes a little while for it to fully pressurize, I guess, or build up, but I assume it won't have any issues once the boilers and stuff are running. So, the next thing we want to work on is piping in our source of fuel. So we're going to just start laying that down here. And we're going to do this. We'll probably do one line in and then use a switch, a splitter, and we'll go from there. And we probably could do, I don't like anything too clean anyways. That's just wrong, me. Something like this. And then, yeah, probably a splitter like this. And then we'll just split the goods down the belt. And we'll get it over the yonder there. So, probably right there is a perfect spot. So I'll just go all the way up here. Doesn't need to be all underground, so you can visualize it a bit for fun. So I would say now we're gonna go. I'm gonna use these belts. The advanced underground belts make life easier because we could have. I mean, we could easily do this still, but we would have had to go around or take shortcuts or, But now we can actually put a big ass line right across without too much pain, and I think that's the nice part of having the longer underground belts. I'm surprised it's not part of the game, honestly. And maybe they have upgraded versions, or even, let's say, like the red ones go further and the blue ones go even further, that sort of idea even. But for some reason, they've just never added that to the game, and I think more and more people would like something like that, but it might be something they'll add, or maybe they'll keep it to modding. That's one thing about Factorio. It's like, you know what, somebody else comes up with a good idea. If there's a mod for it, why bother adding it to the game, you know? You got your mod for it, so... Now, you might be worried about coal production right now, and, you know, this is going to start biting us in the butt and stuff. The nice thing is you won't have, like, we're not going to be using more power. We're not going to be using more coal. We will over time, but this is more like expanding for the future. So this is one of the nice reasons why I like, you know, the steam engines and stuff like this. You could build 100 of these, like a massive array of these down here. We can continue doing this. Hell, this is probably going to be made for expansion later on, since it'll actually fit perfectly. But the idea is that it won't cost you a thing. Like, it won't, you know, it will only use it once it needs to use it. And that's probably one of the coolest parts of the game I like, is that, you know, you don't have to waste, like, you know, you play SimCity, for example, make a massive power plant. No matter what you do, you're stuck, you know, wasting all that power. And, you know, you don't have that issue here. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool things of the day. Oh shit, what am I doing here, by the way? I was looking at the other side, so it's like, you know. I guess the further you get, though. So now, we gotta... It doesn't matter really here. But we gotta power all these up. So, this is when we just go out here and power them all up. Ah, my fat ass can't get over there. And here we go. So, uh-oh. I'm just like researching all these lobby level stuff that I never bothered to. I don't think it'll unlock anything special, so there's no need to be honest. That might actually be in the way. I'm not sure though. Actually, nope, it's fine. Cool. Still pushes it off the tile, I guess. There you go. It's like music here. We're gonna need a lot more of these probably. Actually, we have quite a bit in our inventory, but oh, I don't have power down the middle. Derp. I'll fix that in a minute here. There you go. And like I said, you know, you don't have to worry that's overusing power or anything crazy like that, so... Sadly, you can't really check your production anymore and say, whoa, look at, like, we're doing really well, because, well, you don't know if you're doing well, because the max isn't based on that, it's based on the accumulator as well. I don't know who the hell did that, but it pisses me off. But at least you can say now that your production, we know for a fact we have 80, so that we produce basically 40 megawatts we can output basically, and we're using 17 right now. So I say we're doing damn well. And that's it. We're done over here. Of course, we're going to want to protect it and stuff like that, so we're not really too done, since we want to make sure we get some protection in the area. Now, I'm going to put the robot port here, but the downside is it's not going to fit over here, so then we're just going to have to place 2 of them here. We could use one of those weird, stupid robot parts that I was using for the other thing, but I didn't like it too much, so I'd rather go like this and place this here. Just so it fits in there perfectly, corner-wise. And then we'll just produce another robot port. And then we'll robots are providing some resources for me right now. Master, you've just come in range. Oh yeah, well you just place this down. They're really in range now. And then we'll place another one right over here. This should make them very happy. And it's a pretty big range too, which is nice for them. Oops. There you go. And we can bring some wires over here. There you go. And, well, there they go. From the look of it, I think they might actually go all the way to you even if there's no power to it. It kind of seemed like they were doing that. I'm not sure, though. But, yeah. So, big expansion. Not lots of protection now in the area. We might as well put a little storage chest here just in case if they need it, because it is kind of remote. Just makes it easier for them if they put some extra buffer and they don't have to fly all the way back to wherever. And yeah, and it should work out pretty good. We can test out and make sure, you know, repairing is part of their agenda today. We go like this and we should get a stream of repairs here in a minute. Oh, here comes one. Like I said, a stream of repairs of singular. Oh, here they come. And they'll actually park their butt here. And the excess amount of repair kits, if they are different damage, they might... Oh, no, they... Oh, that's cool. They add up the damage. So, let's say one had 99 durability and the next one had 98 durability. It would kind of combine them, sort of thing. So, it would be 100%. And then the other one would just have a little less durability. It's interesting, even they have repair speeds in their tools. They have everything set up for better tools. Even the robots have this, like, cool-looking, high-tech repair gizmo-looking thing, but they don't exist. Oh, okay, a freshly produced roboport gets... full energy, apparently. That's kind of cool. So there we go. We are set and done over here. We don't need to worry about power. I could get rid of this, but might as well leave it for fun, right? And our pollution isn't going to reach much further. It might reach a bit more over here, just because now that these are running, and it actually might recede a bit over here just because these are running a little less. But overall, the pollution levels won't change much. It might just move them around a bit, shift them, because we're not using more power. But now we have a lot more buffer for power, which is really nice. And we might as well go ahead and place some of our accumulators down in that area. We need more accumulators. What a better place for now to store them than there. We can easily rip them up and move them later on somewhere else. So I have some things to show you guys as well. Little presents. We set up another oil refinery up. We were starting to have a lot of problems with oil because we were using so much of it. And actually it's starting to slow down, so we might have to set up a couple more refineries. But it is catching up right now, but just barely, so that's cool, no big deal. Heavy oil is not full, light oil is actually a little fuller than normal. Petroleum is actually getting full, so you know what, we're not even really using everything, so no big deal. Right now I wouldn't touch it at all. But yeah, look at the battery line is nice and full right now. That's beautiful to watch. Just overall everything's going well. I'm going to take these accumulators out here, and we're going to right click this and reset it. And we're going to go down here, and we're going to copy the design here. And it'll show you a nice little picture, create the blueprint, perfect. And then we'll head down and start creating these. Actually, I don't know why I pick up the accumulators, because you don't need them. That was my derpiness, just so used to picking things up. Because you want them to bring it to you, right? You don't want them to do that, but whatever. Like I said, I'm so used to them. So we got, you can even check the chests in the total network anyways. It'll tell you at the bottom right there, you can see all the different things. So we have 150 accumulators, for example, in the system, it says. Probably 151 since I accidentally took them all out of there and I started to craft them. 150 still. Oh, they're buffering inside here. That's why. Okay, so the only downside is I don't have a lot of electric poles because I've been doing these by hand from day one kind of thing, and I don't have a factory. But at the same time, we hardly ever use them. So I think the idea here instead is just to make a lot of them and then place them in this chest, which I have 16 in there. And they're also good for the robots for, let's just say somehow the spitters or biters or whatever broke some power lines or whatever. It's probably a good idea to actually have them in there. Maybe I'll keep some of the regular ones in there and the big ones too. Might as well play smart, right? It's actually not a bad idea. Because you want to keep a buffer and make sure that's a, yeah, it's a storage chest. Because you want to, you know, if something breaks, you want them to be able to fix it. I'm not going to get them to fix a factory, things like that. But I definitely want them to fix, you know, something really serious like a power line. Because that power line could end up being the end of my base. So one of the cool things, when you go ahead and use the blueprints, they tell you what's in here. So 15 accumulators. So 30, 60, yeah, so we can place quite a few of these. So maybe I'll just go down here and start over here. It doesn't really matter. Just sort of fill in the gaps over time. So I'll put it right here for fun. There's 1, 2, 30, 45. Oh no, there's a tree in the way. Here you go. 45. 60. And we can just go over here again and do this. I think there's a debug on, or maybe they always say how many every time something builds, but it's annoying because it's alerting me every time something gets built. That's 120. And I think that's 150 of them. Yeah, Matt, good point. I was going to tell them about that, but thank you for reminding me of that. So there you guys have it. I think this is the first time we use robots to do a large-scale little operation. It's not large-scale, but to make your life easy. You don't have to worry about this. We can walk away. We don't have to touch it. Remember, though, I believe it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes the blueprints last. 5 minutes, I think, but maybe 10. Maybe 5 if it breaks and 10 if you place. I'm not sure if that actually is it, but keep in mind, though, that if they can't do the job fast enough, they'll start disappearing and you'll have to replace it. But if you do have to replace it on top, it won't like kind of replace what's there kind of thing, so you don't have to worry about that. I just gave them a bunch more construction robots. Might as well. No need for me to have that many. Look at them all flying. It's so cool. It's like, it feels like to me one of these freedom movies. Like, look at, be free, and the robots are like free from slavery or something. Okay, so Mad was pointing out here that we have a production here for the modules, and these are basically, you know, you have speed modules, etc., and they might actually be done. No, we need a couple more, sadly. There you go. But what's happening here is, and they're filling me because you remember I'm using this, I've actually upgraded it quite a bit, which reminds me, I think it's time to, oh, that's inserter, logistics, cargo, speed. There you go. We're going to upgrade that so we can get some more slots. But yeah, I've been using those so much now that the robots keep filling me and, you know, putting things in my inventory, and they're so useful. Honestly, they're really good for slower production facilities. I mean, you wouldn't use robots for green circuit transportation, or your, and some people would, by the way, or your copper cabling, but you would use them for your red or blue circuits, whatnot. Even though I'm pulling them off the line here, I'm not really using them too special. I have blue circuits here, and they just keep them buffered. Which, by the way, Mad, look at that, we got 200 blue circuits right there. How many do we have in total in the network? Oh, it doesn't show you what's in requesters, does it? Oh, that sucks. Well, there's 200 there, and there's only 33 here. I got 100 on me, so actually we're really close to getting our suit and stuff ready, which will be our next episode. And basically our suit is going to be a power suit, and we're going to be a badass, and I'm basically making parts for it now. So let me show you that here. Here's the suit we're going to make. So it's going to require 5 speed modules, which I don't think I have them in my inventory. Oh, maybe it's telling I could craft them in my inventory? Huh. I don't think that's like it's in your logistics system. Anyways, we got 5 of those. We need a lot of blue processors, which we'll have enough for this anyways. You need a lot of efficiency modules, which we're going to have, and then 50 alien artifacts, so that could be crafted almost any time soon. Then we're going to have, basically this armor has like a modular whatever, you can like place things inside of it. So we're going to place 4 of these exoskeleton ones, which is electric engines, which we've been building for a long time, and I have a nice buffer of them, and that'll make us move faster. So 4 of them, I'll be moving 120% faster. And then on top of that, we need to power all this. Well, what are we going to power it with? Portable fusion reactor. Now this is the one that costs the most out of everything. We're going to have 3 of them, which means and look at that, we got another row. We're going to have 3 of them. We're getting interrupted by all this stuff. So that means we have to have 120 alien artifacts. Thankfully, in total, we'll have enough alien artifacts for everything here. But 120 for that. And then we're going to make energy shields, and they're going to be the MK2s, which we're going to have 5 of them. Well, 5 MK2 shields require 50 blue processing ones, no big deal, and of course the other ones are just stuff, red circuits and steel, so that is not an issue. I'll probably make a mini factory just because I'm lazy to build those in my inventory, because I would have to build 50 of these. That's quite a long time. If you look at the total, it's like a lot of time. And then that will make me into Superman in a sense. And then we have the piercing rounds. Piercing rounds was one of the latest research. You can see that damage on a regular shell is 12, the piercing 16, and I think some of that math might include your upgrades to it. I'm not quite sure. But anyways, the piercing does a lot more damage, and it does more physical, 2.4 versus 3.6, and it actually has math there, 4 plus, 6 plus, which I think it might count the what we've been doing in research. And then on top of that, we're using the combat shotgun, which I think we went through this before, but just in case, this is the regular shotgun. It has 20 range. The combat has 20 range as well, but the huge difference is it goes from 1 speed to 2 speed. Yeah, your speed goes literally twice as fast, and then you have your damage bonus on top of it, which is 20%, and that's just our normal shotgun, which in fact I'm going to keep another one on me, because I know this seems weird, but I don't use anything else weapon wise, and it would make sense having this here, so if I run out of ammo I just fill up that instead. So there you go. And when I hit Q, I go there. I don't know if I should keep the machine gun. The machine gun is pretty damn useless. It was okay for smaller biters because it just makes life easier just to machine them down. But since we're not going to use them, I might just wear 3 shotguns, just so I hit Q to switch, for ammo. So when you're out in the field, you can switch really fast. Good night, Super. I hope I didn't miss saying good night to him. So over here we created a factory for the shotguns, and that's why the robots keep handing them to me, because I have a directive to tell them to keep 400 on me at a time. And here they are. They're producing. I should probably buffer those. Let's buffer them the amount that can be in my inventory. They're pretty expensive, but they're pretty wicked, and they're pretty damn important. So the next thing I want to show you is this. I played around with this. I found out, somebody actually brought it to my attention, but it doesn't work properly. You can actually load your tank. Can you believe that? You can actually... Too bad there's no logistics thing. We're waiting for Lauren to not be lazy and make a logistics tank so you can auto-fill it with logistics bots. Hint, hint, hint. They can be done with trains. They can be done with tanks. Lauren. Anyways, he's watching us, so hopefully he heard. Anyways, the idea here is you can actually load things into your tank. Now, this is where things get a little broken. Sadly, if you want to like refresh it, you're gonna go into your main base, right, and say, okay, here you go, and this will auto. The lasers just went off somewhere. Oh, there you go. You're just gonna go ahead and load it, and this works really well. Like, look how cool that is. The problem is it doesn't stop there. It keeps loading your tank non-stop. Yeah. So it has no idea where and when to stop. What you can do is shove it full of coal. Shove the entire thing full of coal and then keep a couple slots for a buffer, but sadly, it doesn't know when to quit. But it is so cool that you can do that. And maybe, possibly, if a logistics robot were to fill it, maybe they could even have like a limit that you can set. I'm not sure, but either way, because there's no X here either, so you can't like say drag this up and kind of cancel the inventory limit. But it's a cool thing I wanted to show you guys that you could do with your tanks if you wanted to automate them and do something special with them. So for the next episode, basically, I'm just going to start crafting these shields and stuff and getting ready for that. And basically we're just going to go out and kick some ass. That's honestly all we're going to do. And we're going to go and hunt for copper. And we're pretty much thinking up here for copper. And we're having some alerts here. This is not good. I think we have enough accumulators. I'm not sure what their problem is. Oh, they're trying to make lights. Oh, so you know when I copied the patterns, there was light bulbs involved. So they've been getting mad because there's no lights. I'll just put some here. I don't actually really care if they added the lights or not, but they would decay over time and they would stop blinking. But basically, they've been mad because there's been no lights added to those accumulators. And now if we check the power grid, we'll see the accumulators all hooked up. And somewhere around here, we just set it to 10 minutes. Actually, the sad thing is we probably will never see it happen because now with our new production amount, with our new, like, we can do 40 megawatts unless we take enough biters where we're using over 40 megawatts of power. It's not going to even use the accumulator. So not only that we just had that buffer increase ridiculous, we've had our accumulators buffered ridiculous. So we have no problems. But if we set this to like 1 hour, there you go. I think that's the total count. So we have 255 accumulators. So we can do just basic math here. 300 times 255. So basically we have the equivalent of 76 megawatts of accumulators that can be on load, basically stress load, when we get under attack, plus the 40 on top of that. So we're literally doing well over 100 megawatts of power if we had some massive attack and all of a sudden we had all our lasers in use. And the thing is, we don't have enough lasers. Like, they're so spread out right now that there's just not enough to actually have that thing. But let's just say somehow we were attacked on all sides all at once. You know, we have the buffer, which will help quite a bit. So anyways, I think that is pretty much it. We definitely need to get the copper. You can see our copper's at 159k left. That's pretty bad. This is what we're stuck on right here. Look at that little copper there. There's 2k there. I should put a miner there just to grab it. Like, we're that desperate now that we need to do stuff like that. I'll go and put it like this. You know, desperate times, you know, require desperate measures, right? Sadly, I just put all my power things in a chest because I was trying to be nice. Wait. Oh, there's no power nearby that thing. What the hell? Oh, it's one of the long ones. There you go. I just placed a conveyor down, and that was one of the things in here. Conveyors, keep 100 of them on me. So the random little robot literally came by and filled me up one single conveyor, and that's why the robots are cute. But yeah, guys, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Oh, one other little thing. We created, I don't think we talked, we did create the blue chips before, I don't know, but we have blue chips running here. I don't know if we talked about this. I hope we really did. Yeah, we did. We did this on live stream. And then I put a red check factory here, expanded this. I don't think we talked about that, but it just goes over here and passes it down here. So if you're wondering why the hell there's a random new thing here, that was pretty much it. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and we'll see you lovely people soon.